biggest lifts, 830 squat, 565 bench, and 75 deadlift. Graduated high school, I was very small, like sub 100 pounds, had very little confidence, and when I joined the military, I thought that would kind of change things, and it didn't. I had a very similar experience in the military as far as just being small, not being taken seriously, those kind of things. You know, if I can do it, anybody can do it, just like, you know, you've heard 100 times, but it really is the truth. Consistency and hard work will get you just about anything you want in this life. With the SSB, the biggest thing you want to do is just, it's going to try to bend you over as hard as it can. So you want to try to you want to brace as hard as you can in the belly, chest up, eyes up, the whole time you want to be right here. A little bit of an arch in the back if it feels right, but you don't want to be like over arch. You want to be kind of pushing the butt out a little bit, but you'll see when I pick up the bar kind of what you want to do. Big air. So with Puran today, we're going to start out with an SSB squat. I know that he's somewhat familiar with the SSB, but I don't believe he's used it at this point. So we're just going to work him up to a heavy triple or a heavy single, something like that, kind of see how he's feeling. For a squat, if I'm going to break it down into its very simplest points, you need to figure out bar placement, whether high bar, low bar, where you're comfortable. And then proper bracing. But you just want to try to get it back a little bit, kind of behind that toe line if you can. But you're doing really good. The biggest thing is you just want to make sure you keep that toe down. You just don't want it to come up.
Does it help to go a little wider stance?
And that's what the next thing I was going to say, just bring that stance out a little bit. Pretty much perfect, exactly.
What was that? I was like kind of like just outside shoulder.
And you're pretty wide, so I'd go about shoulder width or so, maybe just a slight bit wider. From here, I would do sets of, let's work like 5 with this. And then we'll jump like a couple sets of 5, then we'll jump to 3s. Eyes up, chest up. Good, perfect. Yep, really good. With this, you can kind of get set first, obviously. So the only thing I want you to practice doing is when you're picking up, you're kind of picking up out of the rack like that. Get underneath of it and get that chest just a little bit taller so you can just kind of come straight out. And all you want to do is like flex the quad straight out. I got a belt too. Did you say you got it? Oh, I fluctuate weight for whatever reason, so I like to get the adjustment.
Yeah.
Lever belts, you got to get a screwdriver out and mess with it.
Yeah, just to adjust
forever. Yeah. So.
Right.
Yep. Get it back a little bit. There you go. Good. 2 more.
With the squats, I realized how much bracing is required and how much trusting yourself, leaning back, sinking into your hips is required of you. That felt heavy. That felt good.
Okay.
Felt
your
good.
last rep, you brought your eyes up and you fucking shot out of there. What happens is, especially with a bar like this, is it's already trying to bend you over.
Yeah.
And your body will have a tendency to follow your eyes. So when you come down and you kind of come up, this is kind of what's happening.
Okay.
Or you'll kind of come down and you'll go knees forward. If your eyes are up, you have a better chance to sit back. You're just gonna launch straight where your eyes are. Up, one more. Yeah. Let's go, man. Yep. Come on. Good there. Yep. Get back on the heels. Good pickup. Chest up. Eyes up. Straight up. Whenever you're ready. Yeah. Good. Back a little bit. There it is. Up. You got one more. Come on. Up. Finish it. Good.
Felt good.
What's your best squat?
390, 385 to 390.
Okay. With a straight bar?
Yeah.
Well, I hope it makes it feel better. This is, we gotta tell you, it's a 65-pound bar.
Oh shit.
So that's 335.
Oh, 335?
Yeah. So our setup, we'll do some deadlifts today. Our setup is gonna be doubled minis, which is pretty common with the conjugate method. I see a lot of people do this for speed work, a lot of times max effort work as well. If I had to give you quick tips, you're gonna think eyes up, hips down. You wanna think about pulling that shoulder or pulling those lats almost into your back pocket. So you're gonna reach down, drop the hips in, lats back, eyes up. Just like that. deadlift, I'm always a big eyes up guy, eyes neutral, eyes up, hips down, and pull the slack. And when we work with Puran, we're gonna work on that being a one fluid motion. Nice tight lats, just pull the shoulder blades back together, nice rigid back. When you grab the bar, you're gonna pull the slack, simultaneously pulling your hips in, and you're gonna find that spot where you're right in the perfect position to launch off the ground. Right there in the center. For conventional, I always try to stay in between here. I'm not a super wide guy, I'm only 5'7". You're a little bit taller than me, it looks are about the same. So you may be about the same or a little bit wider. Same way, kind of keep your grip. You don't want to keep way out here. It's gonna be a little extra on your traps, almost like a snatch grip.
Yeah.
So try to keep everyone kind of in tight, but not to where your knees, you're gonna be like in the way of your knees. That makes sense? So you kind of want to be right here in line. You're gonna bend down. What I'm thinking about right now is dropping my hips and pulling up on the bar, and at the same time you see me rotate my arms in, lats back, just like that. So good. What I want you to do this time is I want you to grab that first hand, and I want you to think about pulling the slack, and pull your hips down, just like that. Grab that other one, pull, pull up, and then go whenever you're ready. That's better. So have you stand up right when you're done with this rep.
Stand up.
Yep. Yep. Don't move your feet when you put it down. Stand straight up, right there. See how you're just a little bit past halfway with your feet?
Yeah.
What was happening is you're pulling yourself on your toes a little bit, and that's one bad thing about bands, but a negative is those bands are not going, they're gonna hold that bar kind of in that line,
Yeah.
and it's not gonna flex, or it's not gonna like float, I guess is the better term, with your body as much. So really try to, when you're pulling that back and you're getting that hip down, you wanna think about getting on your heels as well. You wanna pull off the middle foot and the heel. So like I said, almost like you're jumping, right? As opposed to like you're jumping from here, boom, as opposed to, yes.
Gotcha.
The most common thing you'll see is when they go deadlift, they go, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you go here, you're on your toes, your heels are coming up, you're way out forward of the center line of your body. And so when you go like this, everything's out of position. You lose all your momentum. So it's all about building like potential, wish I knew a little bit more about science, like terminology, but it's all about building that like potential to get off the floor.
Gotcha. I didn't realize how much, interaction you have with your hips and your glutes, keeping it a little more higher up. I really thought you really want to just get under that bar as quick as possible, but there's a small technique towards it where you want to really just hinge it and then just pull through.
Think about blowing that air in that belt as big as you can.
Should I try sumo?
Yeah, what are we going to do? Doesn't look bad.
Not bad.
Yep. One more. Hand, go.
Good.
Yep. Pull, and go. Hold that tension the whole time.
Okay.
Because you let go just right before you went, which again, this is like.
Oh,
a
I
new
pulled the
thing.
slack out.
You
like,
pulled
right
the
before-
slack decent, and
And
right
then-
before you went. Which again, it happens. You just got to think about once you grab that bar and you're pulling up,
Mhm.
you're not going to stop pulling up until you're finished with the rep.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Powerlifting is one of the most rewarding, but one of the most aggravating sports in the world.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Puran is, he's clearly an athlete. He's been around lifting weights. My biggest thing with Puran today is very coachable. Somebody that was paying attention to the things I was saying, and you could see it almost like instant. You could see him thinking about it and see the body changes and adjustments as those cues are coming at him.
So shout out to Brandon and shout out to Barbell Bills. Brandon's a great wealth of knowledge, and thank you for having us today.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming out. Did a great job with the deadlifts and the squats. Like I said, check out barbellbills.bigcartel.com and Puran K YouTube channel. This guy knows what he's talking about. The guy behind the camera ain't too bad either.